3, 2, 1, go. All right, so just as a reminder for you, you see me recording the videos, and you might not have even known this, but on the Canvas page, okay, so if you're gone, or if you missed something in class, or if you want to check a homework or something like that, if you're gone, so this is the landing page, the home page, if you will, for the math. You have Math 1. You are all enrolled in this Canvas course. Okay, and so a current unit is always in orange, and so both of these are active links to that. Okay, so if you click on one of those, it takes you to just the Unit 5. That's what we're in page, and then you scroll down here, and you've got all of these different things. So this was all first semester stuff, and so then so for yesterday. Was our first day of teaching and learning, coming back second semester. So I've got blank copies of the notes of just yesterday's notes, so a blank copy. There's a filled in notes, whatever I take. So this would be like after I go through, I save my notes, and so then you can see what you should have written down, etc. Okay. If you're a visual learner, there's the video of the class. It takes you right to my YouTube page with all of the videos from all of the classes. And so then you can see it actually in while I'm explaining it and see the math that's going on. It has a blank copy of just your homework from last night. And then it also has answers only. That's how I know. That's why I only put answers on there. I don't put all the work on there because that's what you have to do. But you can still check your answers on that homework. And so, it's got all the different answers, and usually in just red and things of that nature. Oops, I forgot to put arrowheads on that one. And so on and so forth. Okay? All right. So with that being said, we have some spare time today. Does anybody have any questions from last night's homework? What's up?
Can we go over 16?
16? I'm going to actually switch to... So 16 was a little bit different. Much the same as the ones before. Like on the other ones before, you picked a point on one side of the line, you tested it, you plugged it in, all that fun stuff, right? Okay, right? True or false. On the side that you don't shade on, you should get a false statement. On the side that you do shade on, you should get a true statement, right? Okay, so let's pick a point. So here's my line. I'm going to, just for purposes of being able to see it a little bit better, I'm going to go, here's my line that we have, right? Okay, so I'm going to pick a point on, I'll go the bottom side for right now. And I've always, let's be honest, folks, okay? Make it easy on yourself. Don't pick a weird one like negative, 7, negative 11. Okay, let's make it easy on ourselves because we can. So let's pick the point negative 10, 0, negative 10. With me? Okay. So x is 0, y is negative 10. I still plug it back in. The only difference is now in this one, there is no x to plug it into. So I just forget about it. I just act like it's not even there. Okay? So I'm going to plug in negative 10 in for y. And is negative 10 bigger than negative 6? No, that's false because it's on the left. It's on the wrong side, so that's a false statement. Okay? So that means I would shade on the other side. But let's just put one, let's test one over there. And if we don't go through the origin, that's one that we should shade. We should always check. We should always check the origin because it's the easiest one to put in because all the variables just go away. They just all become 0. Okay? So if I plug 0 in for that one, then I got 0 is greater than or equal to negative 6. And is 0 greater than or equal to negative 6?
It's greater.
It's greater. So that means it's greater than or equal to. So that's a true statement. So then I would shade that side of the line. Other questions? No? None? 0 zilch, nada? How are we doing? good. All right. What about 18? Let's do it. Let's talk about it. What would you do first if you had to do it? What I heard you say was you would add 2 to both sides. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought I heard you say. Okay. So then that gets me negative 35 is less than 7x. Right? Because we want to get x by itself. Okay. So 7 is being multiplied by x, so let's divide by 7 both sides. Do I need to flip my inequality? Yes or no? No, because we're not dividing by a negative. If we were dividing by a negative, yes, we'd flip it. We're dividing by a positive, so it can stay the same. So negative 35 divided by 7 is negative 5 is less than x. Okay? Open or closed dot? Open at negative 5, right? I don't like how they always go by 2's on those. I wish they would just, go by 1's. Or just not put any numbers on at all. Just put the dashes on. That would be cool too. Okay? So we got an open dot at negative 5. Is the arrow going to go to the left or to the right? To the right? To the right? To the right, to the right, to the right. Because we want numbers bigger than negative 5. So that would go to the right. Okay? Good on questions? Sweet. All right. So then, today, what I do want to also say too is tomorrow you're going to have a quiz. This is updated now. So tomorrow you're going to have a quiz in class. Formative, like normal. Okay? Okay? So, in your notes yesterday, so we're in the white packet for notes today, and then we'll jump back into your some homework problems again too. So we'll get some of those done. Okay. So just a reminder of the takeaways. Now I talked about these yesterday in my classes, but apparently I was alone in talking about them in class. So the standard form of an equation would have x and y on the same side of the equation. That's a standard form of the equation. Okay? And how we go about graphing it is you find those intercepts. You find the y-intercept and you find the x-intercept by plugging in 0 for x and 0 for y, solving those two different equations. Okay? The slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. And how we go about graphing it, bless you. We graph the y-intercept, the b value, and then we use the slope being rise over run to get more points that are on that line. Okay? You've done this many times in this class. Probably did it before in previous classes, all that fun stuff. Okay? Point slope form is y equals y sub 1 plus m times x minus x sub 1. And this is kind of a combination of both of those. And here, we graph the point x sub 1 comma y sub 1. Okay? Now, I will tell you that when you're thinking about this one, I forgot to mention this yesterday, but with x sub 1, you got to think oppositely because it's inside a set of parentheses. So we got to think oppositely with just x sub 1. Okay? It's one of those goofy things in math where if it's inside a set of parentheses, then we think oppositely when we're solving for it. So it's one of those weird little things. And then again, we're going to use rise over run. So we're going to use the slope as rise over. Yeah. Same thing happens when we're graphing inequalities. We're going to get to these. In last night's homework, you had the inequalities graphed for you. We're going to get to where you're going to graph the inequalities. And then the only thing that's different is this is all going to stay the same. That's all locked in. But then if it's less than or greater than, then we have a dashed line. If it's less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, then we have a solid line. Okay? That's the only change between graphing lines and inequalities, is you might have a dashed line. The other addition to it is then that's a boundary line, so then you've got to figure out that test point, kind of like what we did in number 16, I think it was, that we just went over. Okay? All right? Love it. Oh, I don't think there's anything else at the bottom of this page. Oh my gosh, there is. Wow. Okay, so what I would like you to do is I would actually like you to find some space. Oh, good, you got space at the bottom of that page. Okay, is write this down because these are key words that go along with greater than. Okay. Sorry for the resolution of them. They're kind of hard to see. So words that mean greater, that we would use the greater than symbol for, would be like more than, larger than, longer than, higher than, bigger than, all that fun stuff. Above, exceeds, over. Those are all words to go with greater than. Fewer, smaller, shorter, lower, below, beneath, under, all those are going with less than. I'll give you a moment to get those written down. And then these would be words or phrases that would go with greater than, less than, equal to. Okay? So, give you a couple minutes to write these down. All right, so we already went over questions to homework. The only other thing that I would, that one I'm good with. There was one that I was going to do. Oh, let's pick one in the 7 to 10 range. Which one would you like to do together? 5? That's not in the 7 to 10 range. Yeah, pick number 7, 8, 9, or 10.
Oh, my bad. 8.
8? Okay. That would be in the 7 to 10 range, yes. Okay? All right, so we want to do number 8. What form is number 8 in? Slope-intercept form, right? Okay, that's because it's in y equals mx plus b. Half of x is just like saying the same thing as it's saying y right there. Okay, so it is in slope-intercept form. Okay, so when we come down here to the form, we would say slope-intercept. So what is my y-intercept? 7. So that means I'm going to go up 7 from the origin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I'm going to put a dot there. Okay? What is the slope of this line?
-5.
-5. Do we agree with -5? Okay. So now I need 2 directions. And remember, over is not a direction. Okay. So I need 2 directions and 2 numbers. Go for it, Strips.
Down 5 over, or to the
Oh!
left. To the left 1.
Do we agree with down 5 and left 1? It's to the right one. Yeah, because it's -5, so we got to go down.
Oh yeah, that's what I
Down
meant.
is the
That's what I
negative.
meant. See,
Yep.
look at my shoes.
Yep. So, well, you got confused because you were using that over word again. I don't know what direction that is. Okay. So down 5, right 1. Down 5, right 1. 2, 4, 5, right 1. Okay. And then now, most of you, it was really weird. This year, changeover from semester, I only kept 8 students that I graded. Side note, these are your grading mods, by the way. Now, so Tuesday, Thursday is your grading phase. So 16 to 18 now is your grading mods. Lynn's 16 to 18, your new grading mods. Okay, just as an FYI. I only kept 8 students changing over from semester, and my students last year all learned that when we're going to draw lines, we're going to make them nice. We're going to make them neat. Okay? We're going to use a straight edge. Now, there's many things in life that are straight. Okay? Right? We got rulers. Can I borrow yours for a second? We got rulers. We can definitely use that. What else do we have on your person right now that's straight? Got a folder. Yes, we can use a folder. Your ID card is phenomenal. Yep, exactly, because it's small. It's not as big as a folder. You know what I mean? Yep, exactly. Rulers. Yep. Anything else? It's tough to say on that kind of calculator because it's not really straight, but you know what I mean? But like you could literally use another piece of paper, right? Okay? Which is much better than trying to draw it freehand. Okay? Okay? So just know, and I don't say this to be mean, okay? But just know that I take pride in my work. Okay? I want you to take pride in your work too. So if you freehand it and if your line looks like this, I'm going to take off for it. Because one, it went through one point and it didn't go through any other points that it was supposed to go through. And 2, you just threw it on there and said, yeah, this is what it's going to be. Take pride. Now for me, I don't have a ruler on here to use, so I use my line generator, and then I just adjust it. Okay? The second thing, so other than using something straight to do that, the second thing is all lines have arrowheads at the ends, right? Does anybody know what that signifies? Keeps going forever and ever in both directions, right? I want those arrowheads off the grid. Okay? Meaning I don't just want, now I'm going to, go against what I said. I don't want this as a line. Okay? I want those arrowheads to be off of the grid. So you continue that line all the way across that grid. Okay? It just makes for nice, easier things, especially when we're getting into intersecting points and lines and stuff like that, like we have to. Okay? Okay? Handle? Love it. I'm going to take an extra couple of seconds here just to talk about like number 10, and then I'm going to turn you loose on doing some homework. Okay? Like on number 10, what form is this one in? This is in point slope form, okay? Because it's y equals some value plus something plus in parentheses, okay? So this is in point slope form. What is the point that this one goes through? because we don't have to solve this for y or distribute in the 2 and get it in y equals mx plus b form. We can go right to it from here. What is the point that it goes through? It's going to be x sub 1 comma y sub 1, right? Right? Okay. So my x sub 1 part is right here because it's attached to the x, yes? But what did I just say that we should do when we're thinking about it? We just wrote it down in our white sheet. What should we do when we're thinking about it? Oops, went too far. What should we do? We want to think oppositely about that one, right? Okay? So on this one, I'm not, what does it look like? Written down, what does it look like? It should be -5, right? Right? But now we got to think oppositely. So what should we really be thinking? Just 5, right? Okay, so we're thinking the point here is going to be 5, comma, what? 5, comma 2. Yep. So that's the point that we go through, is 5, comma 2. So I can graph that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, it's right there. So there's my point, 5, comma 2. What is my slope of this one? 2. So give me 2 directions and 2 numbers. No, 2 directions and 2 numbers. Up, how many? Okay, and then I need another direction. I don't know that over 1. Right 1? So up 2, right 1? Yep, exactly. Right, up 2, right 1. Up 2, right 1. Up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1. What if I didn't want to go up and to the right? Down. So down how many? Down 2 and left 1. Yep. Down 2 and left 1. Okay, and then we would draw that line in. Okay? Any questions? Your homework this evening is, I can get to it, there it is. Your homework this evening is 5.3.5, which is the next 2 pages, next front side and back side, I believe, or is it side and side? Yep, it's a back and a front, okay, of in your packet, pages 6 and 7. More for you to do. You can also utilize this time to finish up 5.3. If you are done and would like to get your homework stamped, you can bring that up to me, or I'll stamp stuff over here. Okay? All right? You got the rest of the time to work. What's up, Q?
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yep.